What's up, Jake Paulers?
What's up?
Why do you have my phone?
You, that's why.
So, hello friends, and welcome to today's video. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. I should probably redo that, huh? Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, hello. My name is Loey, and this is my jewel smoking brother, Christian.
There's no smoke, actually. It's only aerosol. Get a close up on me. It's all, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Please unsubscribe. Please unfollow me on all social media platforms. So I'm gonna explain a little bit more once we get to our destination, but basically, we are on our way down to Florida for Playlist Live this weekend. We live kind of more North Georgia. Oh, I should give you my card. I should stop vlogging. We're at Chick-fil-A. The land of the
it's a mood.
Chicken. Okay, so we have our Chick-fil-A. We are in the car. I also got my iced coffee. I got an iced coffee. I always get the hazelnut swirl iced coffee with cream and no sugar. So we are set for our adventure. Like I said, Christian and I are going to Playlist Live this weekend, but as we kind of had to drive through South Georgia already, we decided to take kind of a little bit of a detour and jump over to Savannah, Georgia, which is literally like the most haunted city in America. Like hands down, like one of the most haunted cities in America, by far the most haunted city like in the South. It's insane how many places there are there that are haunted. So last minute, last night, we were supposed to leave tomorrow to go to Playlist. I told Christian at like 11 p.m., by the way, we're going to Savannah tomorrow, and he's down for the adventure. So he was like, okay. So we are currently like 2.5 hours outside of Savannah. So tonight we are staying at a hotel, but I wanted to do this kind of first video with you guys, sort of sharing the experience, road tripping down there, telling you about my plans, what I'm gonna do here, but also why Savannah is hands down one of the most haunted cities in like America, in the world, in ever, pretty much. It is so cool. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
Have you really been to Savannah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know how I've never been there. I've lived here my whole life, but I guess you went to school in Statesboro, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Savannah was just kind of a little fun trip we would do. I also went there for like music stuff when I was still in grade school. Really? Yeah, they would have like district and state competitions.
That's where, wait, what?
They were never, you would never do your audition in Savannah, but whenever you got in, if you got in, you would go play with your new group, all the people that basically got in, down in Savannah usually, at least for state, that's where you would go.
I don't think it was ever in state, so maybe that's what it was. I was only ever in district. I was never accepted to all state. When you're in band, you basically like get together, you compete to be like the best in your district or your state, and then you all form one giant like super band, and then you just play music.
You basically learn like 5 pieces of music in the span of a weekend.
And then you play enough music to literally save the world. So it's iconic. I will be telling you all about Savannah, why it is so freaking haunted, and all of the fun plans that we have here coming up shortly. But for now, we have a little bit of a drive ahead of us.
Get the f out of my way. Your truck is ugly. Get the f out of my way.
So we've made pretty good time. This is our first and probably only bathroom stop on the way. And we only have an hour and like 20-ish minutes to go. Also, I would show you more of the road trip, but this is pretty much what it's looked like this whole time, except less buildings and more just plain road. But I'm excited to almost be there. So I was going to wait to tell you guys a lot of this when I got to Savannah, but since I have a little bit of time, Christian is inside going to the bathroom and getting a drink and stuff like that, and the line is super long. So this is like the only gas station. Well, actually there's one right there. Oh, and there's one right there. Why is this one so crowded? Well, I have some time. I thought I would talk a little bit about Savannah, Georgia. Again, it is about 3 hours from where I kind of grew up. I've never actually been there, so I'm super, super excited to go. Savannah isn't like technically the most haunted city in America, but it is often referred to as one of the most haunted cities in America. I don't think that there's one like crowning jewel, most haunted of America city, but every time I look up like haunted places in my city, haunted places in America, there's always somewhere in Savannah, Georgia listed as one of the most haunted. That is why I am formally dubbing it the most haunted city in America, but I wanted to come and kind of see for myself. Savannah has a lot of history. Savannah was actually Georgia's first city, and it has a ton ton of history behind it. It was affected by major battles in war, one of which being the Siege of Savannah. That was back in the 1700s. In that, 240 people were killed and 600 were wounded. That's a lot of people. Not to mention it was also a major battleground of the American Civil War. So it's unsurprising that there's kind of like spiritual residue from those, you know, that departed in such a violent and sad way. There was also the fact that a 1/10 of Savannah's population back in the 1800s was wiped out due to yellow fever. And Christian has decided to join us again. I'm telling them the history of Savannah, my friend. I don't know if you know this, but I also double as a history professor.
Oh yeah.
In total, 9 more epidemics would hit the city of Savannah. One later in the 1800s, even taking out over 1,000 people that lived there. So that's another huge thing that kind of happened in that city that would leave so many souls restless and unwilling to move on. Weirdly, the city has also been like plagued by fires. I don't know if that's like a weird omen or a curse or something, but literally there have been huge fires in Savannah. One in the 1700s taking out like over 200 buildings, and then one a bit later in like 1820 that took out like 500 buildings. So it's really bizarre that there were 2 mass fires in this city. You know, both of them were back in the day, kind of before there was better fire control and stuff like that. So maybe it's just normal, but it's kind of crazy to me. Like, this city has so much sadness and like so many devastating things that haunt its history that it's just unsurprising that there are just so many people left kind of hanging around. That's just sort of the beginning of the haunted history, and again, I will tell you guys a bit more when we actually get to Savannah, because there are some truly dark things, darker than even what I just told you. I just want you all to understand that sometimes Christian and I just kind of sit there and I realize that the things that we do to a normal person would be so weird. We are sitting, like, all of our animals have voices, which is not a strange like thing in itself, but when we are away from our home, away from our animals, like they are with a sitter right now, we still, like, we're sitting here arguing in their voices.
Lily does not like you, Kitty. And Kitty goes, oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Meow.
Meow.
Every animal in the house has a personality. Like, every single one of them. Morty is just really like Morty from Rick and Morty, and he goes, ooh,
I'm so little.
I'm just really small.
I'm real tight, you know, you're
like,
much bigger than me. It's intimidating.
Like, we'll be away from the house and it'll be dead silent. I'll just go, ooh, I miss you guys. It's not right. I don't know what's wrong with us.
Every time, so anytime we'll put the dogs outside for a chunk of the day just to kind of give them some run around, some free time, you know. And whenever the dogs aren't inside but we want to do their voices, we just cover our mouths and go,
you like, do
Annie's not in the house. Can you let her back in?
So we finally made it to Savannah. I have my hotel keys. I'm just waiting on Christian because it was a bear to find parking out here. What an experience. Holy cow, you guys. I don't even know what to say right now. We had the worst time getting parked, so we were wandering all over Savannah trying to find a place. Finally, I was just like, hey, drop me off. Let me get my suitcase up because it's like 50 pounds. And there are no elevators here. You have to bring it up and down flights of stairs. And Christian was like, okay, I'm gonna keep wandering around and trying to find parking. And eventually the hotel was like, no, we actually have parking spots. You just can't access them yourselves. Like, had to pay for them, whatever. So we finally got parked. And there was a very friendly gentleman. His name was Grumpy. He's an icon.
Yes.
He showed us where to park. But he had like a giant gash on the top of his head, and the whole time he's telling us about how like he literally like walked us up here. I didn't say a word. I wasn't like filming, like nothing. Oh, he was so nice. But the entire time he walked up here, he was like, yeah, this place was built in like the 1700s. It burned to the ground. We rebuilt in the late 1800s, literally the fires I was telling you guys about earlier. And then he took us outside. The reason that this room creeps me out so bad is this place used to be a duplex. Like originally it was a duplex. This is part of like the original duplex because the front porch is like right out there.
Wild.
It's a beautiful, beautiful hotel room, and I'll focus more on that in my actual video, staying overnight here. So I'm fully settled into my hotel and we are super behind schedule. I have to go to a ghost tour and there's like a special guest for that, so definitely stay tuned. But before I left, I wanted to go ahead and just kind of finish off what I was telling you guys about kind of the history of Savannah, why it is so haunted. Weirdly enough, this was one of the buildings that was burned down in the 1700 fires, and it was rebuilt in the 1800s. On top of wars, battles, plagues of illness, as well as fires rampaging through the cities, Savannah also experienced pretty infamous murders in its town, including one at a place called the Mercer House, as well as the murder of 3 sisters in Calhoun Square. So many of the mansions of Savannah have a pretty dark history to them. You can't really walk around without finding something tragic. Literally the hotel that I was staying at tonight, there's a lot of historic stuff behind it, and I knew that it was haunted but had no idea it literally burned to the ground back in the day. You cannot set foot on a single cobblestone in this town. How very poetic, without knowing that something horrible has taken place there in the last like 300 years. There are so many amazing places I wish I could hit while I was here, but I'm here for such a limited amount of time due to the fact that I am pretty much in town for like a little bit more than 12 hours. I wanted to go to the Kehoe House, which was formerly a funeral home. I wanted to also stay at the Marshall House, which has been a hospital on 3 separate occasions, as well as obviously a very prominent hotel in the city. I wanted to visit graveyards, and I wanted to eat at every haunted restaurant, but this time I am staying at the 1790 Inn, which is an extremely famous haunted hotel here. The do not disturb sign even says it was something like ghosts kept us up all night. So everybody knows. I'm going on a ghost tour. Again, I will have a special guest for that video, so stay tuned. I'm also going to be eating dinner at the Pirate House, which is a very haunted, famed restaurant here in Savannah. So as much as I wish I could fit even more into this trip, I've decided to kind of dip my toe into the water with those things, and if anything else happens, you guys will be the first to see it. So this is gonna be like a multi-part series here on my channel, and I'm excited. Are you excited, Christian? He doesn't like love ghosts, but I mean, he'll get over it. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Do you think this place is haunted?
Possibly.
Do you get like a vibe?
Something has to happen in front of you.
I feel
have
that.
to see something.
I feel that. It's already really
like energy, you know?
I think that this is the kind of place where there's a lot of like bumps in the night, especially just touching on this hotel for starters. Somebody's playing piano downstairs. We can hear it really clearly. I don't know if you can. Floorboards just creak, so I'm really excited to see what happens here. But anyways, you guys, stay tuned for the rest of the series. Thanks so much for watching this first video. If you enjoyed, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.